So you're thinking about moving to Summerlin, but you want a little bit more information? Well, in this video, I have 5 pros and 5 cons, and you're gonna wanna make sure you stay tuned to the end because I think the last one is something people don't quite think about very often. So one of the cons about Summerlin is actually that it's on a bit of a higher elevation. So what that means is that compared to the rest of the city, it can get a bit colder there, it can get sometimes windier. It also can have, as a result of the mountainous areas surrounding Summerlin, there also can be a bit more critters around to some of the houses. One of my good friends who lives in Summerlin just found out that he had a bit of a scorpion problem in his yard, and those are the type of things that you can get when you're on the edge. But really, scorpions can be found all throughout the desert, but you tend to see more types of critters towards an ecosystem that can sustain them that's a bit colder, like at a higher elevation, which Summerlin is. Also, as a result of the high elevation, it can snow there. I've been there a couple times where it snowed in the winter time, but we want to keep in mind that because it is at a higher elevation and it does get a bit colder in the summertime, this can definitely be a plus. So it's just something that you should keep in mind. It is a bit colder in Summerlin. On this channel, we talk about all things Las Vegas. So if you're getting value out of this video, I encourage you to hit the like and subscribe button. That way you're hit up every time I post a new video. So one of the pros about Summerlin is that it has a lot of stuff to do outdoors. There's over 250 parks, over 150 miles of trails, and it's close to Red Rock Canyon, so you can hike there as well. There's lots of places you can go cycling. With all the hiking and the green spaces and the trails, it's really an outdoors person's paradise. So one of the bigger cons to Summerlin is that outside of the walking trails and the hiking, it's not very walkable in terms of going to business to business. So if you're looking for that, oh, I'm gonna take a walk from my job to go out to eat, you're not necessarily gonna get that kind of vibe in Summerlin. You definitely wanna have a car, and the public transportation, it could be a bit better, especially on that side of town. Things are spread out, and that's kind of what brings in the green spaces and the charm of Summerlin, but it's at the caveat of not being able to go from store to store outside of the general shopping areas. So that brings me to another pro about Summerlin is the shopping areas. There's downtown Summerlin, there's Tivoli Village and Boca Park. Those are 3 big ones. And it really has a lot of amenities involved. We have restaurants, there's movie theaters, there's play structures for kids, there's farmers market on the weekends. There's a lot of things that you can get into and really just enjoy in Summerlin. So definitely a con with Summerlin is you want to keep in mind that you're in the northwest part of the city. So that means you're further away from the airport and the strip. So if you're a person who likes to travel a lot, you're going to be looking at about 20 minutes on the shorter side of things to get to the airport. But with a little bit of traffic, that can easily shoot up to 30, even 45 minutes at times. So it's really important to keep that in mind, that if you're going to look for a place in Summerlin, it might not be the best fit for someone who travels a lot. So something really cool about Summerlin is that it's been voted several times as one of the best places to live. Also, it's one of the largest master plan communities in the United States. So that means that it's very popular, and popularity generally can breed appreciation. So if you do purchase a home in Summerlin, keep in mind that number one, it's competitive to get a home here, but if you do purchase a home, you could potentially see a bit more appreciation than other parts of the Las Vegas Valley just because Summerlin is so popular. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Omar Willis and I'm a realtor in the Las Vegas area. If you're even thinking about moving to Las Vegas or Summerlin or Henderson, could be in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, it's best to start the process early, and I love the opportunity to earn your business. Everything you need to reach me is in the description box below. So something to keep in mind if you're thinking about moving to Summerlin is that the homes can be a bit older than other parts of the Las Vegas Valley, especially those newer parts. And what you're going to see in many occasions is that the lot sizes are smaller. So the houses can be a good size, but maybe the yard or the side yard, the backyard is going to not be as big as you might want it to be. But it's going to be something you kind of need to get a feel for when you come out here and see. But generally the lot sizes are going to go on the smaller side. Now you can pay a bit more for more land in Summerlin, and there are those homes that have that, But you want to keep in mind that in order to get land in Summerlin, you're definitely going to have to pay a premium. So a good thing to keep in mind is that Nevada has no state income tax. So compared to other states, that's a very good thing. There's only a few states that actually don't have a state income tax, and leaving a little bit of money in your pocket can help kind of offset those costs of living in a place like Summerlin. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And while we're on the topic of price point, that's probably the biggest con of living in Summerlin is the price point. In some cases, you're going to pay 18 to 20% more than other parts of the Las Vegas Valley. The median home price is higher, and the price per square foot is going to be higher. So what that means is some of the nicest homes can be found in parts of Summerlin, but also all homes across the board are generally going to be at a higher price point. You definitely want to find the home that's good for you. So if the amenities of Summerlin is not something that you absolutely need, or perhaps you want to live closer to the airport or the strip, you definitely should look out at other areas outside of Summerlin, because the Las Vegas Valley has a lot of good areas that you can live in. So one of the pros that I think people don't really think about when they're moving to Summerlin or thinking about moving to Summerlin is that this place actually has a bit of a sports vibe to it. They have the Las Vegas Golden Knights, which is the hockey team. They practice here, and you can go to those practices. Also, there's the Aviators. They play out here. The Aviators are Las Vegas's minor league baseball team, and a lot of people have fun going to those games. The stadium's really nice. All of this is kind of centered around downtown Summerlin, also where the Red Rock Casino is. And I mentioned the Red Rock Casino because they have a sports book there, and you can watch games. There's a lot of screens. You can watch March Madness. You can just enjoy yourself and hang out. And really, to cap it off, there's 9 golf courses in Summerlin. 9 golf courses. That's quite a bit of sports if you ask me for one particular community. So those were 5 pros and 5 cons about living in Summerlin, the largest master plan community in Las Vegas. But there's a lot more, and I've included it in several of my videos. So if you want to check those out, you can head there after this. I hope the information in this video was helpful. If you want to know more about Las Vegas, click one of the videos on screen that make the most sense to you.